And how you doing? Welcome to the second half of the Situation Room. Thank you for tuning in. Our guest will be MP Geoffrey Ruku from where? Mbeere North, right?
Yes.
As he comes, let me tell you this story of what's happening. My friend, Kimeumana. Kimeuma?
No.
Kimeumana. Key operations of the Senate, including committees, are stalling due to a devastating cash crunch. The revelations emerged even as senators put Speaker Amason Kingi on the spot over a 450 million shilling debt. Senate has a pending bill of 450 million shillings accumulated by the Senate, the bulk of it reportedly incurred by the Speaker's office.
Sorry.
There's an agitated senator who said, where did the Speaker go? What did he build or buy or warrant a spending of 450 million shillings? What? These questions must be answered. The lawmaker was questioning how the House accumulated the bills despite receiving its full allocation in the last financial year. So they got all the money last year. So they didn't spend 450 million shillings. Is spending. Anyway, the Star has established that several committees have ceased operations while the Senate Mashinani session for this year has been cancelled. Insiders also say that there have been occasional staff salary delays. In addition, the parliamentary leadership is planning to pull out of the East Africa Interparliamentary Games to be hosted in Kenya later in the year. Boni Halale, who is the majority whip, said, we are also debating changing our hosting of the EAC Parliamentary Games because it's also an expense. We are now toying with the idea of pulling out altogether so that another East Africa country can host it. Speaker Kingi did not respond to the inquiries by the newspaper on this subject. Senate Clerk and Parliamentary Service Commission CEO Jeremiah Nyegenye said the Speaker is the only right person to comment on such concerns. Inordinate delays by the National Treasury to release the funds, significantly budget cuts, and huge pending bills eating into the available budget have triggered this crisis. Halale said, there's a challenge. Committees are struggling. We are hoping that it will be unlocked. There's an unnecessary delay in the release of this fund. Minority Leader Stewart Madzayo confirmed the struggles, stating that the committees are on their knees. It's affecting the smooth running of the committees. The committees are deprived of money because they slashed the budget. So dire is the situation in the committees that some members have been forced to fundraise to cater for expenses in their county oversight tours. Senator anaomba muniwekee mafuta kama Morara Kebaso. Muniwekee mafuta ndio nikuje niangalie miradi ya Koko County. Senator Morara Kebaso same was up. Hey. Already, the Agriculture Committee, chaired by Kirinyaga Senator James Murango, has suspended its operations due to lack of funds.
Okay.
The committee this Tuesday morning resolved to suspend its business until it's properly facilitated to execute its mandates. The panel, which handles a largely devolved function, cannot move across the country to meet farmers and conduct public participation. The committee believes in meeting the farmers in their counties. It had planned to conduct public participation in Kilifi, in Kwale, Lamu, Bungoma, Busia, Nyeri, and Kirinyaga counties. This is the chair of the committee, Senator Murango. The committee commenced public participation in Kwale County. However, due to budgetary constraints, it's yet to conclude public participation in the remaining counties. In the revised budget, following the withdrawal of the finance bill, after the Gen Z mass protest, the Senate's allocation was slashed by 600 million shillings from 8 billion to 7.4 billion shillings. Now, because of the lack of the 600 million, committees can't sit.
Okay, let me ask you.
Ask.
If the problem is that there is no money for sitting of committees, then work cannot continue because in order for work to happen, committees must sit. Okay. So right now, Senate, in terms of oversight, will not work because of this. What is the problem as to why money is not reaching? Exchequer has not sent.
So, there are a couple of things here that Boni Halale is saying. That number one, there was the reduction of budgets, okay? But then on top of that, there is the delay in the disbursement of money from the National Treasury.
Yeah.
The money that should come then to the Senate so that the Senate can facilitate its work. Unaona maneno vile iko? So now, because there is delay of the disbursement of funds, Now, hatuna pesa ya mafuta.
Okay. So we can't work.
So we can't really go to meet our farmers, for example, in these places. That's one. And so on and so forth. They were supposed to do Senate Mashinani. You know the way they do Senate Mashinani?
Yes.
So they're saying this year we have to cancel Senate Mashinani.
They did Turkana, they did Narok, they did...
We can't do Senate Mashinani this year. There's also now, matters of, like, they were to host the parliamentary games, okay, for the EAC. Now they can't host those parliamentary games because that's money.
Yeah, no.
And tuna pesa. So, who's the new member? Is it Somalia? Let Somalia host.
The most.
Are you saying that?
I'm seeing it, but I'm not liking it at all.
If you ask, this 7B that has been left, so it was 8.9, you've been left with some 7B. Ebu, are you saying that
7 billion is not enough for you to
there's no other
get
way
your
you
work
can
done?
reorganize your work so that you can actually do the work that you're supposed to do? Are you telling me that you have to continue paying for senators 30,000, 50,000 shillings to use the expressway?
People play too much, eh?
Remember, there's a senator, the deputy minority whip, Senator Sifuna said how much, even he was shocked.
He was shocked to look at his balance was 100 and something thousand.
Yeah.
Why?
For using the
using the
ETC on the expressway. No. If you cut back all those things, you won't tell me you can't find money.
You can't find some money
to
here
take
so
a
that you can
committee
sit.
sitting.
Play too much. Play too much.
We joke, huh?
Yes.
We are jokers?
Yes.
Okay. Okay. A member of the National Assembly representing the people of Mbeere North is here. His name is Geoffrey Ruku. Good morning.
Good morning.
How are you doing?
I'm good. You have a good name, Ratif.
It's a good name, eh?
It's a good name.
And another name from West Africa.
I
Which
like
one?
the way you said, please try.
Hindu.
Very good. You've tried. But tell him, how do you say it?
Ndu.
Hindu.
Yes.
Very nice name.
Thank you very much.
Karibu sana.
Thank you.
How have you been?
I've been quite okay.
Very good.
Yes.
Very good. Communicating and talking to your people in Mbeere North and all?
Yes. We've been there. I came there on Monday. From Saturday, Sunday, Monday. I'll be there tomorrow. Saturday, Sunday, Monday.
Well,
That is the work.
that's the work.
Yes.
Yeah. Now, there's a message I want to give you. Sometimes, I don't know whether this would apply to you, but sometimes, do you buy data or does Parliament buy airtime for you?
No. Parliament does not buy airtime.
Very good. Now you're the right candidate. So now, Mheshimiwa Geoffrey Ruku, when you're making a call and you have, let's say, bought airtime, and even maybe your constituency is calling you, and maybe your constituency manager from the office, they're calling and saying, you know what, kuna watu wamekuja hapa walikuwa wanataka kukuona, or there's an issue that you need to address here, this and the other, and airtime runs out right in the middle of a call. So that's a bad thing, right? And you're wondering, okay, now I was in the middle of a call, I have to now stop that line of thought, go and look for airtime, load airtime, call again. That's not a good thing. So Safaricom has actually looked at that and said, nah, how about we come up with a package? It's an all-in-one package, active for 30 days. You purchase today and it's active for the next 30 days. It gives you airtime, it gives you call minutes, it gives you SMSs, and it gives you data and free WhatsApp for 30 days. So you choose your bundle. Maybe it's 5,000, 1,000, 2,000, 3,000, like that. For example, the 2,000 package gives you 1,000 minutes of airtime, of talk time. It gives you 2,000 SMSs. It gives you 17 GB of data. And it gives you free WhatsApp.
Yeah.
Okay? So think about the members of your household, the ones who like calling, and you want to make sure that anytime this person can call and get me, purchase for them. Yes?
Yeah.
Subscribe them onto the all-in-one package.
Yep.
No, evil.
It sounds a good package,
Yes.
but is Safaricom paying me
To do what?
to endorse?
We are not asking you to endorse. No, we're just asking you, go try it.
Try and see the benefits.
You go try. You taste and see.
It's a good package, but I think at the same time, the services of Safaricom, the way we know them, in another 5 to 10 years, I think there'll be very, very different services because the competition which is coming in is coming in
thick and fast.
fast and furious. We may not be using GMS, it's called what? The SIM card to make some of these calls in the near future. The Starlink, I think Elon Musk is posing a very serious competition to many of telecommunication companies, one of them being Safaricom.
Well,
And the services which have been provided or proposed to be provided by Starlink or Elon Musk, they are quite okay. They are quite good for any consumer.
wataona, it's competition.
Yes, and it's healthy in business.
And it's healthy in business.
Yes.
And that's why a company, for example, like Safaricom is thinking ahead and saying, how do I want to make the life of my consumer easier? How do I make my customers see value in staying on this network?
Good.
Let me welcome you in the day's proverb. And this is courtesy of City. So this week the proverbs are from Senegal. Okay? Today's proverb is very, very simple and direct and straightforward. The heart is not a knee that can be bent. The heart is not a knee that can be bent. What's your interpretation of that proverb?
We also have a similar interpretation, saying or a parable in our community. It says the heart is not a book that you can read. So I'm not sure whether they are related.
Maybe they are.
You can help.
What do you think? What do you think it's saying? What's the meaning of that one in Mbeere? The heart is not a book that can be read.
It means that whatever is in my heart is only me who knows.
Very good.
It's only me who knows that, and it's mostly used in politics because you can go find a crowd of 2,000 people, you talk to them very nicely, they clap, you sing and dance, and all of them agree that they vote you. In that polling station you go, after voting, you get 13 votes. And there are 2,000 people who agree. So you wonder what's really happening.
The heart is not a book that can be read.
Yes. So,
that's a good one. So this one is about the heart is not a knee that can be bent. Yeah.
So probably it means whatever the heart has decided, you can't
Change.
You can't change.
It's rigid, eh?
Yeah.
Okay.
And also we say the heart, so in our Mbeere language, the heart eats what it likes. It doesn't eat anything that doesn't like. When the heart says we are going to eat this, we're going to eat this, that's
hiyo
what.
ndio itakula kipendacho roho nyama.
Yes.
Okay. Now there's a lot that's happening in the country.
Yes.
Yeah? The headline in the Standard today is talking about this.
Impeachment.
Staring at an impeachment. Okay?
Yes.
It says that MPs are saying the motion to remove the deputy president is ready and it has garnered the requisite support from members to meet the threshold.
Yes.
There's a split on who will lead this onslaught, with some pointing at the opposition through Junet and others saying it should be Kimani Ichung'wah. The impeachment motion against Gachagua could be tabled in Parliament anytime now, with reports suggesting it's ready. Ruto allies say the signatures are coming in fast and furious. There are 116 lawmakers who have signed. It may be tabled before the president returns from the US trip. This is not the first time that the country is witnessing threats to have its deputy impeached, as DP Ruto faced a similar threat when he fell out with President Kenyatta. So number one, 116 lawmakers have reportedly signed that motion. Are you one of them?
It's a good question. Very good question.
With a simple answer.
The details of impeachment motions are not out yet, but I can confirm, yes, there will be impeachment motion. Whether it will succeed on the floor of the House or not, as another business altogether. Whether it will succeed in Senate or not, that's a different story. But the way things are, it seems that there will be an impeachment motion against the Deputy President of the Republic of Kenya. Yes.
Do you know the grounds?
No, I don't know the grounds.
Like what is, we hear there have been meetings, and there's been talk in the corridors of Parliament and elsewhere where you people meet and have chai. What is it that the beef is? What's the beef with the Deputy President? And remember, there's a constitutional threshold. This is what constitutes the grounds for the removal of a Deputy President.
I think there are many things that have gone wrong from the time the Deputy President was sworn in, and also the President was sworn in as the principal assistant to the President as far as the Constitution stipulates, and presidency as a symbol of national unity. I think the office of the Deputy President has not been espousing that symbol of national unity because it's a double ticket. I think from the time the Deputy President championed that Kenya is a shareholding entity to moving forward to be very obsessed with Mount Kenya politics, and even when going outside the Mount Kenya region to say in Nyanza, in Western, you go and say bring the greeting from Mount Kenya. As a Deputy President, you are not elected for Mount Kenya people. You are elected for the people of Lamu, for people of Nyanza, Kisii, Northeastern, everywhere. You bring the greetings of every Kenyan because you are not a governor. You are not a member of Parliament. I can bring the greetings of the people of Mbeere North because that is my jurisdiction. I'm a small man. I'm at that level. But when you are Deputy President of the Republic, when you're President of Kenya, imagine seeing the President of Kenya talking every day about Rift Valley people. So there are all those issues to issues which have gone to some selfish issues. But when the time comes, I think we will all of us be able to see the grounds. It's a very lengthy legal process. It's not a simple process which you wake up and do the signatures, go to Parliament and pass the impeachment motion, and then no. It's a lengthy legal constitutional process, and the grounds must be very, very watertight. So this is something which must stand the test of time, even within the judicial, the justice administration system of the Republic of Kenya. So I hope in the coming days, every Kenyan will be able to see, me included. But I've just told you what I'm getting to hear on the corridors of Parliament.
That there's a motion coming.
Yes, there's a motion coming.
Yeah. Would you need to go back to your people to ask them, this is what has been brought to the House, and because you participated in electing this national leader, that all of you, all 290 of you, need to go back to your people and ask, do you agree that this person needs to vacate office?
I think public participation is key. It's at the center of our Constitution. The centrality of our Constitution is public participation. But at the same time, members of Parliament, one of the roles of members of Parliament is to conduct the impeachment process of the President and the Deputy President, or the presidency, whoever occupying that office. So we have a constitutional mandate to carry that kind of a process. So when you are elected not only to do the representation, to do the oversight and budgeting process, but also one of the mandate in the Constitution of Kenya is to carry an impeachment process in case there comes a time or a need for such kind of a process.
No, I'm not asking about public participation as, structured in Parliament. You, as Geoffrey Ruku, will you go back to your people of Mbeere and sit down with them? Or even now, as you're going back, you are there over the weekend, you'll be going back later. When you're sitting down with the people, is the sentiment the same? Sentiment that you've just expressed here, he's been talking about Mount Kenya too much. Are the Mbeere people saying the same thing?
Actually, Mbeere people are very, very much annoying to be rammed together as Mount Kenyan people. Because Mbeere are not Kikuyu. Mbeere are not... we have our own customs and traditions.
You have your own identity.
Which are different, okay? And we have been marginalized for years. For many years, we have been marginalized as people of Mbeere. If you want to know a place where we have very poor roads, it's Mbeere.
Yep.
If you want to know a place where there's no domestic water, household water, it's Mbeere. Electricity connectivity, penetration is minimal. The other day I went to a school which has very dilapidated manned classrooms. And I took those photos, circulated in social media, and Kenyans were annoyed that there's such a school somewhere in the Republic of Kenya. There are several such schools in Mbeere North.
So bottom line, the people of Mbeere don't really give a hoot about this politics of impeachment or not. What they want is service.
They're more concerned with other things.
Yes.
And can we not extrapolate that to the rest of the country? That right now what we're looking at is that we have members of parliament who are drawn on different sides, and the talk right now is to impeach or not to impeach the deputy president, whereby we have schools that are supposed to exist that don't. We have lack of proper road infrastructure that needs to be paid attention to.
Correct.
That there is a healthcare crisis, there is an education crisis. Throw a stone, it will land on something that's a problem that the House of Parliament actually should be paying attention to. Do you think this is all a waste of time, this impeachment business?
At the same time, if you are given an office and you are not... talking about how you're going to bring construction of roads, tarmacking of our roads. In Mbeere, we have about 38 kilometers of road, of tarmacked road, as a constituency. We have 684 villages with no electricity from the time the world was created. So I want to hear anyone who has occupied a senior office in the Republic of Kenya, whether president or deputy president, coming up with programs on how Mbeere can be electrified. Visible program, not empty promises. How we can get extra tarmac of road. How we can get water from Mount Kenya forest and come all the way to within our rivers, because also we have some rivers passing by our area. How we can get a huge dam for irrigation of our area. So I need to hear more about it. In any case, this is why I was elected as a member of parliament. But now, if you want to throw me each and every day to politics of if you are not supporting me as Mulima, I will ensure you're not elected. If you are not, we are not talking about the issues of the people. We are talking about our own issues, how we can have these huge positions. These huge positions have no consequence, no importance, if we are not looking at the needs of the people who sent us to these offices.
Okay.
So for me, I think if you look at...
So really,
yes,
the job of the deputy president, as has been assigned by the president through executive order, right, is to chair cabinet committees.
Yes.
Is to handle coordination with donors.
Yes.
Is to handle coordination with the counties and the subnational level. Is that right? And you
also the issue of coffee
and tea, right?
Illicit brews.
You as a member of parliament, Your job is to raise the issues of the people of Mbeere, bring them to the National Assembly, right?
Yes.
Canvass other members of parliament so that they can say, yes, let's allocate more funds into these areas,
Yes.
into, for example, provision of electricity, of water, of expansion of tarmac roads, and so on and so forth, right? Making sure that such is what goes into the budget, and then it's implemented, right?
Yes. Not to canvass other members, is to rope it with the executive. Because the budget...
But you need the support of the
Yes.
other members so that it can
The
be passed.
budget-
That's why I'm saying
the
you've got
budget-
to lobby the other members,
Yes.
so that then it's passed in the budget, in the appropriations, it's passed in the budget, and then now you go to the executive and you oversight. It's in the budget, implement.
There's a twist somewhere.
There's a twist.
The budget is an executive document. It comes from the presidency. It's the cabinet which sits and agrees on how to craft the budget, then brings to the committee of the budget. Of course, there's why the executive is because the minister bring the proposals to the committee. If it's the Minister of Tourism, for instance, bring the proposals of the budget to the Departmental Committee of Tourism. So who is bringing? The minister. The minister sits in the cabinet.
Proposes.
Okay? So they must have agreed at the cabinet that this is what we really want to ensure it is done.
Yes.
Then they bring it to Departmental Committee of Tourism. We agree on it. If I'm a member of Tourism Committee, then the chairman of the Tourism Committee forward the proposals to the Budget Committee.
Yeah.
Then they agree at that level of Budget Committee. There is a lot of consultation with the Treasury on these budget issues, because the Treasury has to say, Jamani, this is what we have. This is the amount of money which you have. You can put all these figures, huge figures here. They will not work. We are estimating to collect this amount of money in the next financial year. So these figures you are giving me, not possible. Remove this and that and that and that. Remain only with this. This is what we can afford as Treasury. So there is a lot of consultation going on with the Treasury. Now, the minister in charge of Treasury, of course, they are consulting with the president.
Yes.
As far as the budget process, budgeting process is concerned.
Yes.
So once all that is agreed, but also there are constitutional timelines, then it is stapled in
Then that's when
Parliament
it's
and
tabled.
to pass.
Okay.
But also remember, there are supplementary budgets.
Yes.
These supplementary budgets come now and then, depending on the situation. So you can agree on a project in the main budget, but is removed in the supplementary budget and reallocated to
Other needs and
other
functions.
needs. You know, so you really need to canvass. You really need to convince the executive.
The work of
president
lobbying is big.
is huge.
Yes.
Okay. As
But
far as
also,
some of these
Mheshimiwa,
projects are concerned.
there's also something else that's happening in this whole process.
Yes.
Okay? It is only with the approval of Parliament that whatever amount is allocated to whatever function
Yes.
will go.
Yes.
Only with the approval of Parliament.
Correct.
When the National Treasury or the executive brings its proposals to Parliament, they are exactly that. They are proposals.
Yes.
And they have got to go to the various departmental committees or sectoral committees
Correct.
to defend those proposals.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
And those committees have the power to move around and say, we do not think that you need X amount of money. For example, you're saying you want to put X amount of money for insemination of donkeys. No. Inseminate zebras instead. Right?
Yes.
And so the parliamentary committee can do that.
Yes.
If you lobby that committee that is in charge of water, they can go and say, there has been money that has been put here. We propose that it goes here. And it goes to Dende Nyoro's Committee of Budget with the same justification. Let it go because Mbeere has never had a drop of water in this particular village that is piped. It goes. So that's where the lobbying of your fellow parliamentarians comes in.
Yes.
So that if they agree, they can change what has come from there and go your way. And once it's passed, now it's your job again to push.
Yes.
So you see, the job of a parliamentarian is so much and busy that talking about kingpins is really somebody who has finished the other jobs to start thinking about whether we should go Mount Kenya East, Mount Kenya West, or Mount Kenya Central. True?
Not true.
Okay, let's take a break. You'll tell us why not true. It's 24 minutes to 8. Our guest is the MP, Geoffrey Ruku, MP from Mbeere constituency. He's here. We're talking about, national issues and governing of national issues. Yes, there's a whole issue of impeachment coming to Parliament. What do the people of Kenya want? Is it this, or is it more of development?
This is the Situation Room, the only way to start